You are about to witness history in the making.
Hello, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to another Pop Culture Gamers podcast. My name's Haydn, and as always, I am back with Steve. Hi, Steve. How are you doing?
We're running a bit late now, aren't we? It's 4 podcasts that we haven't done that didn't make it. Oh, yeah, I'm lost track now, to be fair.
It was 3 we had in total, but it felt like more because obviously teams kept failing us. Obviously, you weren't available the last time that we did a recording when we had Ian from Gaming Generation and our new host as well, Paul, who's not joining us today. But so we thought we'd do the movie bit that we didn't do in the last show because the talk was flowing on games, shall we say, put it that way, especially with Ian being there as well.
I saw some of the comments made about the show, which was good.
Yeah, people seem to have enjoyed it. So thanks for the comments and keep them going. And don't forget to like and subscribe and also share with people as well, because we do want more people to find out about the show. And we have lost a few on the way with some of our breaks in terms of producing stuff as well. So hopefully we can get those back. So, Steve, what's going on with you, mate? Because it's been an age.
Yeah, I mean, what do you know to start, really? Christmas come and went, busy as work as normal, things happening. There's not a lot happening. We're busy trying to work out some holidays for the year now because we're going to try and get some done. Else booked a couple of shows, but so when my birthday, which is in June, I've got 2 shows one each side of it, which the missus won't be going to. I'll be going with her sister instead. So we're seeing Kraftwerk at the beginning of June. If you don't know them, they're the electronic German band, started electronics, I think. They're one of the pioneers of the music.
All right, yeah.
And if you hear some of their stuff, you probably would have heard it, Trans-Europe Express and stuff like that came out. And then I got tickets last week for one of my other favourite bands, well, the 70s really, and I've followed them throughout their incarnation, the Sparks. And people that might know them from the 80s from doing number one song in heaven, pre that, the 70s with This Time Is Big Enough for the Both of Us, and they've got about 25, 26 albums out now. Yeah, it'd be great. I've never got to see them before, and it's quite convenient. They're all under the Beck in Bournemouth, so I'm not far to go to the shows. So yeah, be really, really looking forward to that. I mean, the last time I'm up to date with their albums, and I went to the cinema to see the documentary as well that came out a couple of years ago now, called the Sparks Brothers. But yeah, fantastic band. They are kicking their age now, so I want to see them sooner rather than later because, everyone is getting old. And you forget that. I mean, even today's John Williams' birthday, and he's 94.
Quite amazing, isn't it?
And he's still banging out soundtracks for people's movies. So that's, may pray continue as long as possible. That's all I say. Yeah, Thunderbird stuff has been coming thick and fast now. I preloaded stuff from, what was it? It'd probably been May last year. And they're slowly trickling in now with the last model I got, which is Thunderbird 5 from Corgi. The most important thing was the Blu-ray box set. It was supposed to come out at Christmas. That's now coming out this month. I've seen some shots on the Facebook group for the podcast. It's a huge box set. It really is a huge box set. And they've got a picture of Thunderbird 1 and Thunderbird 2 beside it. And it's the Thunderbird 1, the new one that's coming out, which is the real big special edition, not your Space 1999 Eagle that we haven't seen yet, obviously.
Yeah.
You can have to show me some pictures of that.
It's actually right next to me here, but it's all still boxed up. I've just not opened it yet.
Right, yeah, because they come in these like boxes with the flaps, don't they, with a bit magnet on them. So,
but this one, it's like a box within a box sort of thing. It's all really quite, it's like very heavy, thick cardboard with lots of embossed printing on and stuff like that. So it's like,
yeah.
I need to do that when I feel like really spending some time and maybe doing some different things with the camera. So I've just not got round to that yet, but I want to do. something really nice.
I have seen it. I have seen it. Jamie Anderson was at a show last year with some bits and pieces that are all coming out throughout the year, and that was one of the things he was showing. That was that gold, which is very impressive. Must admit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, your thing has always been Thunderbirds. Mine's been Space 1999 and UFO more than anything else.
Well, Thunderbirds is always my first love, but UFO I love, and I mean, if you went to buy every corgi that came out, there'd be enough room for them all, would they?
Would you? Yeah, but
yeah,
I've got those like you've got the box sets for Thunderbirds. I've got the same ones. The space science theatre things that they did.
Oh, okay, yeah, they did special ones out for those, didn't they?
Yeah, I've got those and the complete series as well. Yeah.
Yeah, now I've got UFO box set. I've got my DVD box set, believe it or not. That's how old it is. But Captain Scarlet's coming up. I know it's next year, because I think it's next year's the big one for it. I'm not too sure.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
I keep thinking it's this year, but it's not. It's still another year away.
It is, yeah.
For 60th.
And now here's an interesting thing, and you might want to be part of this as a conversation. But I was talking to Alison, who I work with. She works with me in the same team, and I found out her husband is a voiceover actor.
Oh, right.
And he was on Captain Scarlet. He was the voice of the Mysterons. So I've asked Alison if she would very nicely ask her husband if he would mind coming on.
Yeah, why not?
And talk to us about his experience of doing this is the voice of the Mysteron.
Is that for the audio dramas?
No, the animated series.
Okay, yeah. I've not really seen much of that, but yeah, no, I'm not going about, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, the voice is still pretty much the same anyway, but he did the voices. So I was, I thought, yeah, let's game on. So
absolutely, because after obviously we had Jamie on before.
Yeah.
He said he wouldn't wait. I don't think he'd come back or not to do another one. I don't know if he could.
Well, I was hoping to get him back, but and I put a request in when they were doing for the what do you call it, the Stingray celebration, but unfortunately I think he must have been a bit busy with it all, so because it would have been really nice to put him back. But he's an important guy. We're just fat old dads from North Yorkshire and Southampton.
Well, yeah, no, I mean,
so it's probably not going to be high on his priority list.
No, but he does. I mean, obviously they do their own podcast. They do every week. They've got the randomizer, which when they have celebrities on or whoever they have on there, they'll flick a button and they'll just circle all the shows, and then they watch one together, which is the second part of the podcast, which is the show they do. So yeah, no, I mean, I've been watching a lot of that just recently, just the documentaries. When I talk about the 4K box, 4K disc that I got, there's a documentary on there as well, which I think's on ITVX as well. I don't know if you get much on that. Celebrating 60 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I've just been digging out I got quite a few documentaries from the past. And obviously we got the one that came out that was about Jerry Anderson himself, which is a sad story to be told. But yeah, no, it's been really good. And Melissa said, "Why are you watching that? That's for 5-year-olds." I think she didn't get it. But yeah, no, things are moving. Things are busy. So yeah, just waiting for that box set to arrive, which I'll let you know when it comes. And I'm hoping that Thunder 1 will come at the same time. So, but how about yourself anyway? I know we've already chatted a bit anyway, but
yeah, but we lost that for the listeners. So, what have I been doing? Well,
your new job. Remember, you got your new job.
Yes, I am a civil servant again. So, yeah.
I've got to put my hat to you, man.
I don't think so. Can't tell you what I'd do, otherwise I'd have to kill you.
A lot of my jobs like that, to be fair.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm back in the civil service after a 14-year gap. So it's nice to be back in a department I never thought I would work for, ever.
Yeah.
I didn't think my skill sets would match, but they do. So worked from home an awful lot, to be honest, in the role, which is nice. So I'm enjoying the job, and that's the main thing. I've got a great great boss. She's absolutely fantastic.
Mm.
Yeah, colleagues are absolutely amazing as well. Everybody's like really helpful and friendly, and that. And I think the civil servants get a lot of bum rap, but it's like my experience of the civil service is it's a great place to work, and it's it's where I've always been happiest in my work, to be honest. And everybody is doing the best, trying to do a good job, basically. And it's so nice to be in that sort of environment, especially after the environment I've been in
Oh
recent
yeah,
years.
it was. Yeah, you had a bit of a rough ride there, didn't you?
More than. So yes, I'm glad to be somewhere where you're appreciated and all of that sort of stuff.
Mm.
So that's nice. That's sort of like helped me, because I mean part of the reasons why we didn't do a lot of shows as well was because I wasn't really in a state to be able to do it, because I was going through an awful lot, as I've mentioned previously on other shows. But
Mm.
for the last year, been losing weight, and I'm about 2.5 stone less than I was.
Mm.
No, 3 stone less than I was.
Oh, wow. Yeah. We're all on that. We're all on that journey all the time.
Yeah, exactly. But I just this week and today was my first session properly at the gym. So I've signed up for a year's membership to make sure that I actually go, because, I'm a Yorkshireman, by birth. So therefore, I don't spend money and not go to the gym because I won't, being frugal and stuff like that. So, but the idea is to try get me and my wife back to the gym, because my son works, my son's taking a year out and he's working at the moment, and he does tend to sort of like, he does a lot of night shifts sort of thing. Well, when I say night shift, it's sort of like up until 9 o'clock sort of thing, because he's working retail. So it's a perfect excuse, as I finish work, get ready to go to the gym, pick my son up, come home, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So, that's what we've been doing. Just bought a new NAS, so a network attached storage, because my old NAS was more or less full.
Mm.
I wanted to just, get more space, basically, because I've been taking up photography, as a hobby quite extensively, especially when I've been going on holiday.
If you're saving photographs, there's a lot of
Yeah.
lots.
Well, I mean, when you go to take photographs when you're doing them in RAW, that's a lot. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do. While we're talking on here, I might put some of my photographs over from when I went to New York, and a couple of the pictures that I did from Brooklyn Bridge and stuff like that. Just
Yeah, I've already seen some. We did share our own New York photos, didn't we?
Yeah, we did, and because I mean, it's a great place to take photographs. Let's face it. But yeah, when we went in November, we got up at 6 o'clock, got to Brooklyn Bridge for 6 o'clock in the morning to catch the sun rising over Brooklyn. So it was like
very keen for that, I must say.
Yeah, and I must admit, it was freaking freezing, but it was great at the same time. We went on the Endeavour and saw the Enterprise space shuttle.
Yeah, there's some things I mean, we were only there for, I think when we were there for about 4 days. I'm not sure about you, so you might have been longer. So there's things I'd like to have done.
5. That's all we were there for. We never actually got to the Statue of Liberty. So this year, I'm going to Iceland, Seattle, and Alaska for a holiday. Because Iceland's a drop-off for overnight, so that we get a day in Iceland, because it's probably not somewhere, unless I'm dropping off, going through there, I'm not probably ever going to go there.
No.
But we thought, let's see if we can have a little excursion and, see some whales in the water. And then we're on a cruise from setting off from Seattle, going across parts of Alaska, some of which are only available via sea and land. Sorry, plane rather. And then a quick drop off in Canada, and then back to Seattle and then back home. So that's going to be, a nice few weeks that we're going to be gone. So I'm looking forward to that because that's one of our holidays of a lifetime. And then I think next year we're probably looking at Washington and New York again because I love New York. Could live
If we do
there.
get, I mean, I've always said, I've said to a few people I know, especially those that might live out there, I'd like to get back there at some point. I'd get a chance. My missus wouldn't mind Canada, actually, because of some of the shows she watches on Netflix.
Yeah,
Which I say they're horsey related, if I say so myself. But the scenery's all, I mean, you did the falls, didn't you?
We did Niagara and we did Toronto last year, and I've got to admit I didn't really like Canada that much. There was nothing about with the people. People were lovely. So our listeners, I'm not having a go at your country. Please don't think I am. But
yeah,
I don't know. It was just, I don't know if it was not what I expected or whatever. But because we went on the Amtrak from New York up to Niagara, and yeah, it was just, I don't know, it was just not what I was expecting. And I think that sort of like confused my brain a little bit, to be honest. Whereas New York, I knew what I was getting. Do you know what I mean?
There's so much, I'll say, not sort of history, but there's so much that we know of New York through media.
Yeah. But we went to the Skylon, which is at Niagara. Have you ever been there?
No, that's one. So I'd like to do some parts of Canada, even if it's just some of the really rural stuff,
Yeah.
Which looks lovely.
I mean, I would recommend going to the Skylon because you get some fantastic view of both of the falls, because there's Niagara Falls and then there's like another one around the corner sort of thing. So you actually get two waterfalls for the price of one, but obviously the main Niagara Falls one is the one that's probably most famous because you've got the Spirit of the Mist that goes into there as well, which is horrendous.
Is it the Maid of the Mist? I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah, Maid of the Mist. And it's horrendously.
Of course it is. It's a tourist trap, It's like anywhere you go.
I think it was about $100 or something or other like that each. And I thought, no, I'm not doing that. So we went up the Skylon and got some fantastic views of the fall, which I'll put right here now. But yeah, and I must admit, I saw this lovely poster of the top part of the falls, and I thought, I really like that picture. I would love to, get that and take it home, but it was too big. They put in a case or anything. Do you know what I mean? Because it was like, massive. So I thought, that's just taken outside. I went and found where they took it, stood there, took it myself, and so I had it all digital to take home.
It's a thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that was good. But I mean, it's a lovely place, but I think probably we spent too many days there because I was, we only ended up with one night in New York, or one day, rather, one full day, and that was because we missed our flight to begin with, and then.
I see. Because I said we were just there anyway, so we had about 4 days.
Yeah, we had a lot of problems because there'd been a car crash on the M62 because we were going to Manchester, and like the road was set on fire and stuff like that because tankers being involved and stuff like that, and the railway was on strike. So we had no way of getting to Manchester, and we got there as the plane was taking off. And then because we weren't on the flight, even though we told them that we were, not going to be able to make it because of the travel situation, they cancelled our return flight. So we ended up having to pay another $2,400 just to be able to fly over there and back, and we lost a day, which was the trip that we were going to do to Washington. So that's why I want to go next year to Washington and do New York, but then maybe spend a couple of days in Washington and then get the Amtrak up to New York. So yeah, but we did end up getting our money back because they'd completely mishandled the situation. And I don't think I've been the only person ever to not be able to attend a flight through nothing of their own. We set off to the point of we should have been there before they opened the gates to let us go on. That's how early we set off, and we were still there after the flight took off. So it shows how bad the travel was, because it's only a 2.5-hour drive from where I am. And that's do you know what I mean? If you drive like more, they're much quicker. Not that I do, but So, but yeah, I mean, The only other thing I've been doing, as I said, is ripping my Blu-rays to put on my NAS, just so that I can, makes it a little bit easier. Not my 4Ks, just the normal Blu-rays.
Yeah, there was something I picked up actually, and that took ages. So I got it from the 007 store because that would save on any, if it's come from America, we'd have duties and bits and pieces.
Yeah.
But what I got is the vinyl soundtrack to Moonraker, which I'll show you some snaps later. Fully expanded score, because I got the original soundtrack I bought back in the day, and that's got about a handful of tracks on it. But this is really, it's all in sort of space-coloured vinyl, the idea of the space with Moonraker. But yeah, that came from 007 store. They didn't even tell me they were shipping it. I just turned up. I normally get an email from them, but they were a bit piss poor there.
Yeah, I must admit, it's been a while since I've bought any vinyls, to be honest. I think I've ended up going back to CDs just for the convenience of them. But if it's like one that I really, really want, I'll get it on vinyl.
Yeah, no, because I think the last few CDs I've got have been Thunderball expanded score, Live Let Die, Man with the Golden Gun, Goldfinger, Tomorrow Never Dies. Those are the sort of CDs I've picked up. Nice. Where some of the last few vinyl I've got the 3 films now. I've got the Lord of the Rings trilogy in clear vinyl. Nice. They're double albums that they've re-released again, and they really are good.
Oh yeah, I mean, I've got the CD soundtrack to the Lord of the Rings, and that and Interstellar is music I put on when I'm working. When I'm at home or if I'm sitting in the office, I put headphones on, and I want to concentrate. I'll put one of those soundtracks on just to have a bit of noise, drown out any random sounds, and I can just concentrate on my work. And they're really good to work to. I found.
Yeah, no, it's something I've always wanted, but there was a few box sets come out over the vinyl over the years, 7 or 8 discs in one hit, and they were just too expensive. But you could buy the albums individually now.
Yeah.
So they were well worth picking up that way. It's just wonderful music from Howard Shore on those movies. I mean, that's up for a celebration year already. Or is it 20 years? Something stupid it's up to now? I can't think. But yeah. But yeah, no, wonderful films. And obviously, there's a few other, but those 3 are special. And I've only got my Blu-ray set for those, which I've never gone to 4K. So I've got the expanded versions of the films, and they still look great on Blu-ray.
I've got the 4K and the Blu-ray versions. The 4K is magnificent.
Yeah.
Of the original trilogy, I think The Hobbit, I don't know, The Hobbit just didn't work as well for me. There was something special about The Lord of the Rings, but when I did The Hobbit, which was obviously a single book, which was not very thick either. It wasn't like, the 2 Towers or anything. It was like
Twin Towers, yeah.
Twin Towers, yeah. It was about that thick. Yeah, it just felt like that they drew a lot of it out and a lot of fluff in there, when it should have just been a one-off movie, I think. But they were okay. They're just not the ones that I go back to very often.
No, I mean, I've gone back to the first one, sit and watch that over, because the extended edition is about 3 hours, isn't it? I can't remember now. So it's what, hell of a
Each one is, yeah.
So it's like you're more likely to do that over 2 nights.
In a matter of fact, on the 4K ones, the file is so large, it's too big for a single 4K. So it's like having Laserdisc again. You get halfway through the movie and you've got to swap discs.
Over the days of intermission popping up on the screen, you'd have to please insert this too.
Yeah, well, I mean, I ripped my Blu-ray version of 2001, and I thought the one thing that is like so old-fashioned in that is the intermission bit in the middle of the movie.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'll edit that out. But because I ripped it with MKV, there was when I loaded it into, what do you call it, DaVinci, it got really confused with all of the audio tracks. I thought, I'll rip it again sometime.
But the thing is, though, intermission, some of them use music, the score in that piece as well. So it's quite... Right, I'll go to the loo while that intermission's running. I'll let it run and I'll just nip to the toilet or go get a drink or something.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, it's a good pausing point in the movie, but I think for modern movies, it's not needed. Even a modern audience, it's not needed. But what you used to do was you used to get the lollipop, the ice cream woman come in, didn't you?
I don't know if I said this before, when I saw Ghostbusters, I saw that in Henley, that's a real old cinema with the organ coming out of the ground. And as they come over the bridge, there's a point where they're over the bridge in New York, and they cut it there, and this woman come out, they cut the film in half, and just to serve ice creams on that film. Films like
Well,
The
that's
Towering
what they used
Inferno
to
that
do.
I saw as a kid, that they did have intermissions because they were quite long movies.
Yeah, but that's what they used to do halfway through the movie. You always used to get the ice cream person come in, with a load of ice creams, and people go and buy ice creams from them. I mean, it's like, but, and one day, I said to my wife, I said, I really fancy watching this in an authentic way. And she said, oh, okay. She said, well, I'm not going to watch it. I said, in that case, then, would you mind dressing up in a certain costume and then bringing in some ice cream halfway through? And she told me to. Well,
Get
the
lost.
second word was off.
But there are some movies they do have intermissions, and
Yeah. Few and far between.
I think The Godfather has it as well, if memory serves as well. That has the intermission come up in that film.
Yeah.
I mean, these are quite long movies, and when you've got movies that are coming out that's been out, like the Avenger movies, 3 hours long, this new one that's coming out, which might be a pile of pants, they're clocking 3 hours.
Absolutely. Yeah, they're ridiculously long. But, it is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is.
Yeah. Anyway, shall we go into the movie section since we've already started talking about movies? So let's go into movies, TV, and streaming.
In quest of a better life.
All right, so movies, TV, and streaming, and well,
should we alternate?
Yeah, let's
instead of just doing I watch this lot, we just go back and forth.
But should we do the bit of news that we had originally from this, because we're using some of the notes from the missing show so that you guys get to hear it. So that news was about Dave Filoni replaces Darth Kathleen Kennedy as the head of Lucasfilm. So a bit of old news now, but obviously Kathleen Kennedy's been responsible for many a movie. Tenurage as the head of Lucasfilm has, shall we say, been more miss than hit. And especially her handling of the Star Wars saga
franchise, and
8 and 9, particularly 8 and 9, has been particularly bad. Many fans will remember who Dave Filoni is because he was George Lucas's protege, basically. And exec Lin-Wen Brennan is also replacing Kathleen Kennedy as well because they're splitting the role. But, it's easy to be negative about Kathleen Kennedy, and trust me, I do love being negative about Kathleen Kennedy because of what she's done to Star Wars and Indiana Jones. But, she's had Oscar nominations for films such as The Sixth Sense and Lincoln. So, she has been accomplished. It's just when it came to Star Wars, something just wasn't gelling. I think some of it was respect for the original source material. Evidently, as part of her exit, she'll continue on the next 2 Lucasfilm movies. Obviously, the main one being The Mandalorian and Grogu, which is coming out May this year, and then Star Wars Starfighter, which will be her swan song, with Ryan Gosling. And that guy was out of his depth playing Ken on the Barbie movie, so God knows what that's going to be like. Well, Ken has more range than Ryan Gosling. So evidently she's going to be pursuing outside interests after that. So the exec VP and Chief Executive Officer Dave Filoni has been promoted to oversee the creative direction of the company as Chief Creative Officer, whereas the Lucasfilm President and GM of Lucasfilm will be Lin-Wen Brennan, will handle the business side of things, which is a very traditional sort of way that Disney split stuff up. This is being done with Pixar, which is run by Pete Docter and Jim Morris, and Walt Disney Animations run by Gerard Bush and Clark Spencer as well. However, despite the fact that Dave Filoni has, shall we say, some good credentials to his name, evidently not a lot of fans, or some fans, are not happy. It's Star Wars, but someone's never happy. But basically citing that his experience is animated rather than, first person, live action sort of shows, because, he teamed up with Jon Favreau to produce the Mandalorian and Ahsoka. I think Ahsoka's been slightly less popular than the Mandalorian. Obviously, the Mandalorian is now getting a movie. There was the Book of Boba Fett, which was the Mandalorian season 3.5. But yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see how that all turns out. I mean, what are your thoughts on this, Steve?
Well, we'll see. It's proof in the pudding again, isn't it? So let's wait and see what they bring out and how they handle it. You know, Kennedy, she did I mean, there's a lot of movies if you go back into the early 80s. Names
she's in a lot of
E.T. and Raiders and all sorts of movies, isn't it? So but I don't know if it was just too much for her. And the studio execs are pushing for more and more anyway. So it's all going to be diluted, isn't it? It's not going to be more concentrated as it used to be. So we'll see. It's a shame, really, but yeah, for the better, maybe.
I think that I'm hoping that Disney is going in a different direction now, because obviously their main thing over the last 10 years has been the message.
Oh, hang on. So when I did that bit out, Jesus Christ. So I've got my screen up with web pages, and there's an advert popped in out of nowhere. It was really loud. That's what sort of jumped.
Okay, I'll let that one out. Ready to go again?
Yeah.
5, 4, 3, 2. So obviously Disney for years has been pushing the message, and now Bob Iger has finally got the message that people don't like the message, or at least the majority of people who are his customers don't like the message. So I'm hoping that will remedy itself. However, on the other side of the equally popular Star Wars, foe to Star Wars, is Star Trek. And might as well go straight into this.
Yeah, you go ahead. My thoughts from the beginning were justified now, I think.
Yeah. I was always uncomfortable about this show, but all I can say is this is definitely not a show for proper Star Trek fans. This is a show for, I think, trying to get the new audience in. The same new audience that Doctor Who tried and failed to get any people in.
Yeah.
It's a woke nightmare. In a lot of ways, we have, I think, a Klingon who can cry, despite the fact that Klingons don't have tear ducts. How's that work? And that's just one very low hanging fruit for.
They don't have emotion like that. They're very much a barbaric race, anyway.
Yeah, they are. But apart from this guy who is wetter than a fish in water, and the worst thing is, he's probably the best character, although he does have a really ridiculous voice.
What about the Doctor, though? I mean, Robert Picardo.
Robert Picardo is Robert Picardo. Robert Picardo is brilliant in whatever he does. He is the only ray of sunshine in this show. Holly Hunt as Captain and Chancellor of the Academy. Oh my God, where can I begin with what is wrong with her? I mean, apart from the fact that she seems to have to be horizontal for almost every sketch that she's in the show, or lounging in some sort of way that is totally inappropriate for a captain. You know, at the end of the day,
it's making a mockery, isn't it? You know.
Oh, it's urinating on the history of Star Trek,
especially when it's only its 60th anniversary this year. You know, I mean,
they had a, to quote Boris Johnson, and I don't like quoting him, but they had a ready-made show. You know, it was ready to serve. Star Trek Legacy, Captain.
The end of Picard, when they came out on their ship, that was it, ready for the start of it.
Terry Matalas got Star Trek. He had it right.
Yeah,
Picard season 3 was brilliant. Picard season 1 and 2, so, but it was still better than this gutter trash. I mean, even the most recent episode, which was basically a homage to Avery Brooks, yes, they actually managed to praise a male captain in this show. Unbelievable. I mean, the only actual male guy who's, that's in a senior position on this show otherwise is the head of the War College, who seems to be the butt of every joke. This show is everything that you would fear a modern Star Trek show would become. It is disrespectful to the heritage. There's a difference between fan service and then just putting in a reference
Mm.
to clickbait. And that's what this falls definitely into the side of the latter. Awful. And if this goes beyond one season, there is something the matter with the world. Because it is terrible. Really terrible. But I think as long as Kurtzman's around, we're going to continue to get this. I don't know what, I can't remember what she's called, but the woman who does the voices for one of the main characters on Lower Decks, evidently her and the guy who does Boiler on that show are evidently writing a Star Trek comedy. Please don't. You don't get Star Trek. That much was very obvious from your appearance as the latest incarnation of Dax in this show, this time. Please don't. Leave Star Trek. You shouldn't be there. You were all right on the cartoon because you could say that wasn't proper Trek until Strange New Worlds made it proper Trek with another episode. But please, for God's sake, don't do a Star Trek comedy. It will be god-awful. Just go back to producing a proper Star Trek show. You have one oven ready. All you have to do is set the timer and let it go. And that is Star Trek Legacy with Picard's son under the command of Captain Seven. That's what we want. We don't want anything else. Just forget it. And then the other thing about Star Trek, I don't know if you've heard the news, Star Trek 4 with Chris Pine and crew is no more. That is not going to happen.
I think it's too long now, unfortunately. As much as they wanted to do it, and a lot of the crew were
they
there.
all want to do it.
Yeah. Some things get to make, some things don't get to make. So it's a real shame.
I mean, you think about it. We could have had another Star Trek for the Voyage Home, but with Chris Pine's crew, which would have been really cool.
I mean, anything. I mean, as much as it was a separate universe and timeline, it was all right. It was enjoyable. But what we're getting now is just the same as Star Wars. You're getting dross now.
The problem is that most of the stuff is created by people who think they understand Star Trek, but they don't. And I am so sick and tired of seeing on Star Trek fan groups where people on the extreme left seem to think that Star Trek is for them only. And it's sort of like, no, that's not how it works. And they seem to be the least accepting people of anybody. So I'm just kind of fed up about the whole thing. I'm not going to watch any more Academy. I've had enough. My mic has dropped. I've left the room. Don't watch it, Steve. Seriously, it will.
No, it's not.
Scar you.
No.
Star Trek. The only positive I've got, like I said, is Robert Picardo, because just seeing him as a Doctor is great.
He's defending the show, obviously, because he's in it, and he's trying to how good it is. But
he's got to. But wouldn't it have been better to have had him come back as the Doctor for Seven's ship? That would have been.
I mean, there's been talk of Kathleen Janeway doing something as well, but they could have gone down some of those sort of routes if we wanted.
Yeah, Kathleen Janeway was a brilliant captain. I know that it's Star Trek, so fans hated the Next Generation when it first came out, a lot of them. And let's face it, season 1 and 2 deservedly so for the majority of episodes.
But there was a lot of things that they used from the other shows, like, John Delancey's Q, used to be able to use him, the Borg, and other things that they could bring into the show.
They can't really bring the Borg in anymore, apart from the new Borg that they created at the end of Picard season 2.
But you had all that, didn't you? And and there was other bits and pieces that, a bit of time travel they had as well. So, yeah, really good show, Voyager.
Yeah, I used to.
But then Enterprise was,
Yeah, but you've got to admit that it was the difference between Enterprise and some of the new Star Trek is a bit like
it was a bit better.
A Shakespeare classic to a Jackie Collins novel. It's not comparable. It's completely, even the original Enterprise was a good show.
In comparison to what drivel we got now, yeah.
Yeah, but it was proper Star Trek. I know you're not so fond of Strange New Worlds, but I think Strange New Worlds was okay.
Mm.
Yeah, I can get why you don't like the singing episode. I can completely understand that.
That
I thought it was
it's
funny.
not. I know, yeah, I mean, you're going to take it as a pinch of salt, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to me, that was an episode like a piece of the action or Cat's Paw in the original series. You know, a bit of fun, a bit of daftness. Star Trek did that occasionally, and they did that on that show. And I think, they did it well. It was very much like the Buffy the Vampire One More Time with Feeling episode. You know what I mean? But yeah, other than Strange New Worlds, it's been a disappointment as Section 31, let's not even go there with that. I don't know what.
I'm not even going to waste my breath on that one, to be sure. I'm not going to, no way.
But, I mean, Lower Decks as an alternative sort of like Star Trek was okay. It was quite funny sometimes. But, yeah, don't think you can make a comedy out of it. No. I mean, let's face it. One of the best Star Trek comedies, which wasn't even Star Trek, was The Orville. They moved away from the comedy aspect of it relatively quickly because it doesn't work.
Yeah.
I mean, it still kept in bits, but it wasn't like, the first episode where it's like, well, that's good. We don't have to worry about the threat of the banana sort of thing, But I used to like The Orville. It's a shame that we're probably not going to see a next season of that.
That's run its course, like a lot of stuff does.
I don't think it has. I think they could have done another 3 or 4 seasons of that. I think the characters were just getting nicely developed, and you got to understand the different characters and stuff like that. But that was more Star Trek than.
Oh, yeah.
Academy.
I mean, a couple of bits of news. I mean, since we've been off air and that, just found out that Steven Spielberg's won a Grammy.
Has he?
For the documentary Music by John Williams.
Oh, right. That's good.
So, I mean, have you seen that yet? It's on Disney Plus if you want to see it. It's very
I haven't seen it, to be honest.
And obviously the passing of Catherine O'Hara.
Yes, that's great.
I mean, from the TV side, which it's great, which was freaking an amazing show. Loved every minute of it. Just made me cry sometimes with laughter. And obviously we had her in Home Alone, Beetlejuice, and other movies as well, which she's done. And just she was 71.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah, well, yeah, Beetlejuice. Yeah, I'll say it twice, but we mean it once. But yeah, so yeah, and Home Alone. A lot of people remember that being the mum of the family. So, but yeah, and to say the latest stuff. I mean, the last Beetlejuice movie wasn't the best Beetlejuice movie by far.
No, it wasn't. But
it was okay. It's what it is.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not to be a classic, but they tried to carry on the humour from the first film. Michael Keaton did pretty good anyway because he got that sort of character he does.
Well, Michael Keaton's just always brilliant in whatever he does.
Yeah, and being.
He was the only reason why you would watch The Flash.
We've been there before on that question, so yeah. Being the Super Bowl tonight, I'm not sure you're a bit of an American football fan, but the Super Bowl's on tonight.
It was the Super Bowl tonight, yeah, so we might get to see some
good trailers. Have you seen the Master of the Universe trailer?
Yeah, I'm getting really worried about that show.
But it's a film, isn't it?
But yeah, well, yeah, sure. Whatever. Evidently, Skeletor is going to be the epitome of masculine toxicity.
We shall see on that point of view. But
I mean, to be honest,
we'll
he was the most camp character on the original cartoons.
I mean, the TV that wasn't. See, I wasn't a child then, so it wasn't. I knew of it and probably saw some of it, but it wasn't my childhood because I was a teenager then.
13, 14 when that came out, something like that. So for me, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe was definitely sort of like towards the end of my era of being a child. But I'll watch this when it goes to streaming. I'm not going to go to the cinema to see this. I just don't. I think it's a reimagining, like Dolph Lundgren's one was. But I mean, to be fair enough, yeah, reimagine it away. I don't think that there's anything the matter with that because Dolph Lundgren's movie was not very good, to be fair. And it didn't bear any resemblance or much resemblance to the actual cartoon. So I'm quite happy that if they want to reinvent He-Man, fill your boots. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. But I'm not It's not one that's like precious to me that I really want to worry about.
And there's one other bit of news. The first images of Henry Cavill in his Highlander outfit for
Oh,
the new
yes.
movies is on the screen now. You can see some of that. That's interesting how he looks. Looks pretty cool.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's sort of like that long trench coat that he's got. It looks like a bomber jacket that's been extended at the bottom.
I'm expecting to see like a shotgun in there, maybe or double barrel or something, you know.
Well, I was reading that evidently the reason why Conor McLeod wears that coat is so that he can hide his sword when he's walking around.
Looks like he's got a third leg.
I mean, yeah, is that Excalibur in your pocket?
And there's one video release that has been proved, but it's been confirmed now. Is the Kill Bill, the whole bloody affair that was on cinemas tail end of last year is coming to video.
Yes.
So, or shall I say to Blu-ray. So yeah, we get to see all the wonders of what's been missing. And apparently the box is a special box set, so you get your discs and but there's a special box with a load of goodies in. So when they reveal that, it'll be interesting to see what's involved in that.
Yeah, I think it'd be, that's what I've got anticipation for, to be honest.
I mean, between you and me, there's a few Arrow releases coming over the next few months that we're waiting for, like Westworld.
Yes.
And a few others I can't think of one now, but yeah. Say again?
Have you ordered Westworld yet?
No, I'll wait until it's ready to come out because some of these pre-orders are being ridiculous at the moment. As soon as Westworld's only on one disc anyway, so it won't be difficult to pick up.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll be one that you'll easily
and
get.
Salem's Lot as well, which was I think March. So the TV show, if you don't know, which came out in the late 70s, is well worth a look as well.
Mm.
Shall I go to the TV show that I watched, shall we?
Yeah, go on then.
I'll start with a brief one because we started watching it last night, and if I can find it on my screen to get the right one out. It's a Girl Taken is I think a 6-part drama about a schoolgirl that is kidnapped for 5 years and escapes, and the story is about her ordeal from being caught to being out and what she has to do with what she has to put up against regarding the person that did the kidnapping. Very good show. I think when you watch that first one, you just want to watch. It's one of those where you just want to watch them all. Although we did it again in 2 nights. Free one night for the next night. I think there's been a few Girl Taken shows or movies over the years. I'm not too sure, but this one was well worth it. It's not set in the UK when it's supposed to be, but it's set somewhere else in Spain. But overall, it's a really good. It's a very difficult sort of subject as well, especially with what she has to go through. But with what happens and how it happens is really good. It's based on a book as well, so I don't think it's a true story, but it's based on a book. So yeah, well worth a watch for those that like some sort of 6-episode-ish type of drama TV shows to watch. You've not seen this one yet, have you? I would say if you watched it, I watched it with a missus, so we both got hooked on it. But I think it was early this year it came out, so it's not too old. So yeah, that's my first TV show. Have you got another one?
Yes, I have. The next TV show I'm going to talk about is Pluribus.
Yes, that's right.
Pluribus is a show about a genetic code that is sent to Earth by somebody in another galaxy or solar system. And basically what happens is the astronomers realize it's a genetic code and then they start experimenting with the code and injecting it into animals. They inject it into a mouse. This is all in the first 10 minutes, so it's not spoilers. They inject it into a mouse and the mouse sort of like collapses, and then they pick the mouse up and are just looking at it, and then the mouse bites a woman. And then the woman is then infected, and then she kisses a guy who then becomes infected. And then there's a whole thing about licking donuts and kissing other people in the same building, and then everybody becomes infected in the building, and then it progresses outwards from there.
Yeah,
the whole world. So that's a story, and then there are 13 people left on Earth who are not infected by this alien disease. Basically, what happens is when somebody becomes infected, they become part of a hive mind. The person is still there, supposedly, but all of their thoughts and everything is shared into the hive mind, and everybody is blissfully happy, evidently. And what they want to do is the 13 people who are left they want to convert, and they're building a massive antenna to redistribute the code to other planets.
Hmm.
So it's how the interstellar virus goes from planet to planet. So we don't, you don't even know whether or not the planet it came from was actually the original planet.
Right.
So yeah, so we follow the role, the main character, Carol Sturker, who's played by Rhea Sheehan from Better Call Saul. She was Saul's girlfriend and she's not one of the infected, and basically wants to know how to put the Earth right. Basically,
Mm-hmm.
the showrunner is Vince Gilligan, who did Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul fame. So he's also directed and produced episodes of The X-Files and The Lone Gunman before now, as well as co-writer of Hancock and El Camino. So he's got a good writing chops. Basically, this show has now ended the first season, and there is going to be another season. It's ended on Apple TV, but this is one of those ones of when you're watching it, you're thinking, nothing is happening in this episode, and then you get to the episode and you realize a lot has happened. Do you know what I mean? Everything is so slow paced, and it's all about dialogue and stuff like that. There's a lot of exposition in it, but there's also like interesting bits where Carol finds out how these people eat food because they've changed the diet, because when you get infected, they want to please everybody else. Obviously, there's no need to talk because everybody's telepathic because of this virus. But also, they can't lie at all, and they won't hurt anybody or anything. So, even like if a wasp was about to sting them, they wouldn't squat it. And they also won't pull vegetables out of the ground. So there is effectively a crisis that is going on Earth, which you don't see, which is because they won't like pull carrots out of the ground, there's not enough food for people. So they have a unique approach at solving the problem.
Yeah.
Very Valiant Green sort of approach and stuff like that. So there's all of these things that's going on in this show, and it's a fascinating show, but it's one of those ones of either you'll get it or you won't get it. And I got it I watched the first episode. I thought, wow, this is brilliant. I know plenty of people watched it and said, this is rubbish. It's boring. Fair enough. That's their opinion. My opinion's different, but it's one of the most popular shows on Apple TV. So obviously I'm not.
Yeah, that's one subscription I won't have because there's too many at the moment.
Yeah, well, to be honest, you'd be better off ditching Paramount and going with Apple TV because there's so much good stuff on there, Steve.
Well, Paramount's free anyway. That comes free with Sky, so that's not what I ditch. That's free.
Okay. But, well, I mean, to be honest, I don't pay for Apple TV. I get it through my bank account because...
Yes, you do, yeah.
Yeah, I get that free because of the type of bank account I've got. That's one of the perks. But it's not a lot. It's like £6 a month, something like that. So for the quality of the shows that you get on there, because there's just come out Shrinking, which is Harrison Ford. That's a good comedy. And there's also Hijack with Idris Elba.
Yeah, that's right.
Which was the second season of that show. And in Hijack, in the first season, Idris was on a plane that was hijacked and he stopped the hijack eventually. This one, he's been manipulated to hijack a tube train in Berlin.
Okay.
So it's like a complete reversal of the original movie. And it's really good, really, really good, because there's like the people who are blackmailing him, there's people who are hidden in the carriages who are there to cause problems, sort of thing. So, yeah, I'll make sure he's on track in doing what he's supposed to be doing, and they're pretending to be nothing at all to do with it, which is also what happened in the last show as well. So, yeah, it's really good. I definitely would recommend watching that. And again, and I know that this is something that when we talked about it with Paul on the show that didn't record, these shows work better watching them one a week because you watch it, you think about it more, and you enjoy it more the next time round. Whereas I
You're
think,
digesting it for a week, aren't you? Other than
yeah,
being force fed it.
yeah, and it's something to look forward to. I look forward to a Wednesday when it comes on.
Mm.
Sort of, it's not like my example of From, the TV series, where I watched all of that in one go, loved it, and then the next season came out, and I watched it literally in a day
Mm.
and bombarded my senses with it. I can't remember what the hell happened, but I don't want to go back and watch it because my brain set is, well, if I don't remember what happened, it can't have been very good. But I really enjoyed the show
Mm.
on the first season. So it's sort of like kind of like the fact that Apple stretch it out. And the same with the Paramount Plus that they've done that with Strange New Worlds.
Mm.
I think they should just other than throw out Starfleet Academy, just put it all on one go, because then both people who want to watch it, who think it's good, will watch it, and then we can stop talking about it. So, but yeah, definitely that. But I think your next show is on that I've watched as well, where I got stuck in the furniture with it.
Yeah, I was going to just quickly talk about Memory of a Killer because I've just forgot that.
Fair enough.
So just a quick one because I've only seen 2 episodes. I don't know Patrick Dempsey, who was in Grey's Anatomy, he was also in one of the Bridget Jones movies as well.
Yeah. Was he the American?
Yeah, he's the American guy, big hair.
On the third one.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's a hitman called Angelo, and he's hit with onset early Alzheimer's, and his daughter, who's pregnant at this time, thinks he's a photocopying salesman, but he's actually a hitman. He has, my missus called it a bat cave because when he goes to work in his nice standard vehicle, he drives to in the country, he's got a garage there, opens up, goes in there, and he's got a nice fast car sitting there. Down underneath, he's got an array of weapons, rifles, all sorts. And what's been happening now is that his memory he's losing bits of his memory, and it's affecting his home life with his daughter and her husband. Very, very good. I mean, there's only 2 episodes on the actual one there to watch at the moment. And this is on Prime.
Yeah.
And I think they're probably about 40, 50 minutes long. You're forced to watch a few adverts, unfortunately, depending on how much you want to spend on your Prime subscriptions. But very, very good. Very well put together. I recommend it on the first 2 episodes. So that's another weekly show. So yeah, so I saw it advertised. Oh, that'd be good. Missus will like that because she likes that sort of TV show because she's got a few under her belt, which she'll be watching now that I won't probably watch, or I come to every now and then. So yeah, very much so. But should we talk about you being not stuck in the furniture, or actually stuck on the chair because you want to watch it? I haven't seen the whole lot yet, so I'm still only 4 episodes in.
Really? God, I've been watching this every week as it's come out.
No, I've just other things. I thought, well, I'll leave it now to that because obviously there was on the game side of things, there was a countdown on the Bethesda website for when it finishes, which turned out to be a documentary, not a new release of a game such as Fallout 3 or remaster, whatever. But so that gives it away, really, doesn't it? That we're talking about Fallout, the TV show.
Yes, it does give it away somewhat.
Set in New Vegas.
Yes, indeed. So don't worry, the linkages isn't lost on me just because I have played the games.
Did you play New Vegas or not?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I did. I got the laser gun and all of that sort of thing. The mother, that was the one, wasn't it? I was at 3.
No, that sci-fi weapons was to do with the game before that on the DLC, wasn't it?
That was 3. That New Vegas was after that. Yeah. But yes, and evidently Aaron Paul's going to be in season 4 or season 4, season 3. Yeah. But yes, for me, my obviously big problem the whole time with the game was getting in the scenery. But this TV series got me stuck on the sofa. So I don't think that when I said that to you when we did that previous recording, I thought you thought I was just being facetious, but no, I meant it as compliment.
Probably,
in this because I actually watched it and I really enjoyed the show because, to be honest, I like the Fallout idea of the world. It's it's Bethesda, and I don't like playing pre-alpha versions of games which they release as golden copies. Yeah, I mean, Ella Purnell, I think that she's brilliant on it. She plays a really
Yeah.
good. I think Walton Goggins, who plays the Ghoul, or Copper Howard, he's great in it as well. I love Carl McLaughlin. I've always been a big fan of his. And seeing he's the big bad this season, really, with being the overseer Hank McLean.
Mm.
Yeah, I think they're doing such a splendid job.
They nailed it. Not many people nail games to TV, as in,
No, and to be fair, I think that this is one of, if not the best game to TV show, at least, conversions that there's ever been.
Oh yeah, I mean, some of the say there's not too many practical effects in this, but the special effects of the the weaponry, the machines that the vertibirds and all of that, all the suits they're wearing, everything's just spot on.
Yeah, brilliant.
Yeah. And even the latest game coming out, whenever it comes out, will be. I think they're going to make sure it's linked with the TV show as well. So very interesting to see how that works. I think it's 4 episodes I've seen. The last episode I saw, we had a certain actor that was in Home Alone. Without giving too much away.
Was that Maxim?
I'm sure I can see him on the list here. I don't think he's on there. But yeah, that was an.
Wasn't.
Mm.
He was one of the Romans, wasn't he?
Yeah, and that little fight out that was going on in its own little world. I mean, just with the backstory going on behind them, with the fallout shelter, where they've all been taken out of cryo freezing, and they're all escaping for the first time onto the ground. Just all that brings back those first parts of the game to you when you're going in there to be frozen as the missiles are coming from above.
Yeah,
it's just so dumb. The scenery and the sets are just so good.
Well, it looks just like the game.
Mm.
I think the production values of this, they're beyond amazing. I mean, Macaulay Culkin plays Lacerat Legate.
Mm.
That's his character. But he's one of the Roman legions that's in New Vegas.
Oh, well, just outside of New Vegas, isn't it? Because I think where I've got to, that's right. The end of the episode was where the Deathclaw comes out of the building in New Vegas. That's where I got to.
Yeah.
That looks so good. Well, I've been playing Fallout 4 recently, and I was very early on. You've got the Deathclaw in the streets that you got to take out. Yeah, just so good, really.
Yeah, I mean, you do get more. I think more CGI later on in the show.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. I mean, you might know, well, you will know more of the lore than I do in terms of what the ghouls are and stuff like that.
Yeah, because you've got the ghoul kids, and that bloke sort of used them as doing sort of menial work.
Yeah,
in the early episode.
He's still doing it later on in it. Don't worry.
Yeah, just the whole thing. Yeah, I just season 3 is definitely a go. Where they will go with that one, I don't know, because obviously I'll find out more when it comes into the show.
Picking up one of the plots for the sequel, which was from either Fallout 1 or 2, which was never made into a game. They're picking up that plot line.
Yeah, so I played a little bit of Fallout 2, but that was a side-scrolling type of.
That was a isometric sort.
Yeah, isometric sort of game, wasn't it?
Strategy game more than anything. Yeah, but no, evidently that's what they're going to do. Is it was going to be what Fallout, I think Fallout 3 was going to be, but then they changed tack with Fallout 3. So evidently that's the new.
I'd like to see the DLC for the aliens in space. That would be nice to be brought into the show. Where they come across the UFO in the ground, and they get the first weapon, and they get the distress call, and you got that transporter that takes you to the spaceship.
I'm sure
we'll
bring it at some point, because they've still got so much of the world to pull in from the game. So I'm sure we're going to see it.
If you fancy playing Fallout 76, there's some DLC for that. So I'm definitely not going to go back to it. Maybe I should. Maybe I should just dig it out and take a look at it.
Well, I mean, from all that I've heard, evidently it's a good game now. But then again, it's a typical Bethesda one because it's been out for a number of years. So we've actually, anybody who's bought it and played it has been doing the product testing for them.
Yeah.
I am convinced that there is no quality assurance goes on in Bethesda. I think they just launch broken games that are pre-alpha and we play them and they put them right when we tell them what's the matter with it, which is wrong. But yeah, brilliant show. Love it. Absolute. Love that show.
So with the Oscars imminently now, and we've had the nominations, my next movie has got 16 Oscars nominations under its belt.
All right.
And that's Sinners.
I was going to say, is it Sinners? That's another one that's on Prime, isn't it?
Not sure if it is. I think I saw it on Sky, but this is from Ryan Coogler, who did Black Panther and Creed. So he's got some good films behind him. I don't want to spoil who the evil is in this game because I think it's a surprise to see.
Yeah.
But this is about two guys who come back to this town, left their trouble behind, and they set up a bar in this barn. And I think it's probably still illegal liquor at that time in the time it's up. But they start that barn up, and they got people going to the barn. That's like a speakeasy. There's a lot of music in the game as well because of the type of music that they got. But there's evil in this world that's out to get them, and it's for the town as well. And it's very well put together. It's a bit slow at the start because it's more character-based building. But when you get to the point where the bar is open and the public from the local town come to the place and that, oh boy, does it change the film, and it goes at a faster pace and really put together film. I mean, it's funny because if you look at Internet Movie Database, they call it folk horror, really drama, supernatural horror, and something else, which I'm not going to say. God, yeah, well worth a watch. I'd say it's one of those top 5 films of the year. I mean, I would include, because we did our top movies, didn't we, in the first attempt, where Frankenstein from Guillermo del Toro is out there in the list as well for Oscars, and that was my film of last year. I hadn't seen Sinners at that point, but I put it quite close to it.
Yeah, it's one that I've got on my radar, but I haven't watched it.
Yeah, it's definitely worth it. And another one that's got a few Oscar nominations. I'm not entirely sure it had. Does it say? Only one Oscar nomination, and this is a film called Weapons. Have you heard of this? So this is, they call it a dark comedy and body horror, but I can probably say it probably could be like true. So when all but one child from the same class mysteriously vanish on the same night at exactly the same time, the community is left questioning behind who's done this and the disappearance of the children. And when the next night, so it all happens at some 2:17, all the kids, you can see when some people have got their cameras outside their houses. All these kids run away. If you see the poster, they got their hands out like this, or you won't be seeing you doing this, and they just all go in one direction. It's like a homing beacon to a certain point. And the community are blaming the teacher for it because it's her class. There's only one boy left in the class that turns up. Very, very well put together. Again, using some old horror cliches of the time of sort of some things you've probably seen in other movies as well regarding evil, witches, and all things like that. But that was very good. It ended abruptly. Obviously, it wasn't too bad, but there's some scenes in that are quite harrowing, I must admit. When someone grabs a fork and through their own will or their own way, they'll just stab themselves with a fork in their face.
Yeah, that sounds quite gross.
But yeah, it's from the director that gave us Barbarian. I don't know if you saw that film as well, which is very good. So it's, definitely worth a watch. My book, that one.
Yeah.
What about yourself? I've got a couple of, I've got two more after this, but
what else have I seen? Movie wise, I've seen the latest Avatar movie.
Fire and Ice?
Yes. Fire and Ash.
Ash, sorry, yeah.
Basically, it builds on the previous movies with Jake Scully as the main character. With the return of a few known characters, Zoe Salander is back on there and all of that as well. It introduces a new tribe who side with the humans to hunt Jake and his family. And as with the last movie, the series it just doesn't capture the grandeur of the original.
Mm.
I hate to, I mean, Cameron said that if it doesn't go well, he might not do 4 and 5. I think he would have
But is there
been
any
better.
point in dragging us out that far? The first film, I've got that I've still got the Blu-ray,
Well,
but it's a great movie.
yeah, I think what they need to do is just resolve the whole thing with the humans and the Na'vi.
Yeah.
And forget about this, Scully's boss, his troop commander, whatever he was, when he came over to Pandora, and, he's taking it personal about the fact that he turned against him and stuff like that. It's just a boring story. And I think what they're going to probably do in the next movie, if it goes to a next movie, is he'll defect over to the same side as Jake Scully. That's my gut feeling where they're going with that character. He'll be a convert. But what they need to do is resolve the wider aspect of human greed versus the natives' right to enjoy a peaceful life on their own planet. And that's where they should go with this. But I don't think they're
If we
going
go back to history, and other parts of the world have had something similar over the years in their heritage. Do you know what I mean?
Well, this is an analogue for the whole Native American.
That's what I mean, yeah.
It's a complete, analog for that.
Mm.
But they need to resolve it. That's what they need to resolve. They don't need to resolve the Scully stuff. He's set up as a guy who unites all of the tribes. Just leave it at that, and then they can have a big battle with him, but eventually, they win or the humans win, and whichever side decides what happens with Pandora. And that's it. Job done, finish, put the camera away, edit the movie, get it sent out, and then just call it the end. That's what they need with this, right? Because I feel like the second and third movie certainly are padding to get to that end. That's how I feel about these movies. They're acceptable.
Yeah, I just feel the first one did it right, and that was where he didn't need to go anywhere else with it.
Well, the first one was self-contained, but then they reopened it with the second one, and have kept it open with the third one. What they should have done is just go, humans come back with reinforcements, there's a big battle, and then a bit like the Return of the King sort of thing, with Lord of the Rings, the final one is about the resolution. And I should have just made that as a trilogy and not having all of this buggering about with Jake Scully. So that's not me saying it's a bad movie. It's entertaining. Don't expect anything. Expect something about similar part of the last one. Don't expect anything that's epic. I do have one more thing, but you do yours and then I'll do mine last because I want to see if you've seen this.
Okay, so let's go to one of our favourite directors, Edgar Wright, who we know for such things as Shaun of the Dead and all that wonderful goodness he's done over the years. So I went and saw The Running Man with heavens of... I love the Schwarzenegger movie from the 80s, which is full of cheese now if you rewatch it, especially with the three combatants that have a pop at him in the ring.
Mean, that was so cheesy that they didn't sell popcorn, sold creamed crackers with the movie.
Yeah, and it's a great film, but where this is more based on the novel from Stephen King, we have Ben Richards, who's out of his luck. They haven't got a lot of money in the family, and they've got a sick daughter. So he says, I'm going to go see if I can get on one of the TV shows to earn some money. And not by fault of his own, because he didn't want to go on the Running Man show, but he ended up going on the Running Man show. It's still got all that jazz, that sort of razzmatazz, if you know what I mean, especially with the opening of just that same sort of look and feel. Obviously, someone else is a different character playing the host for the show. And instead of having a self-contained area that Schwarzenegger was being hunted by these different characters, is it Iceman? I can't remember calling that off the top of my head, but all these characters that were involved. Buzzsaw, I think there's no one, isn't it, for example. This, you can go anywhere in the world, and these hunters are going to track you down. You have cassettes which you do like a daily video link, and you post it back to the show every day. And every day you survive a day, you earn money on the show. And that was never got to the whole month of doing it. It's got so much action, explosions, lasers, everything in it. It's just good, solid fun to watch it as a action movie. You could have put anyone into that role, but he did pretty well, to be fair.
But it's a different thing.
Complete.
running
It's nothing
band.
like what you know. Okay.
I think the way that Total Recall was, in effect.
I never saw the second Total Recall, to be fair.
Trust me, you didn't miss anything.
No. But honestly, I thought, people looked at me and thought, you watching that, are you? And this sort of, no, honestly, it was a bloody good fun film to watch. And even Edgar Wright liked my tweet about it when I was posting about how good it was. But you've probably seen the trailer for it, haven't you?
Yeah.
So that's what the film's like. It's action all the way. I think the film, its reviews on the IDM was in the movie, it's about 6.4. But, this is a 2-hour, 13-minute movie, and it's well worth a watch. The thing that's only going to link this with Schwarzenegger, which I will say, is that he's on the dollar bills, the currency in the game, in this world sort of thing, Thoroughly enjoyed it. Well,
Homage to him, I suppose.
Yeah, it was. I think I would probably even sit and watch this a second time. It's that sort of film, to be fair. The last film I wanted to talk about, which was probably summer last year, and I never got to see till a month ago. And that will be the last mission. Well, I say the last. It looks to be the last Mission Impossible movie, which was Dead Reckoning. Sorry, the Final Reckoning. Get it right. You'd seen this previously, haven't you, in the year?
I know this when it came out, yeah.
And it didn't. Any Tom Cruise and Mission Impossible, they're all great movies. And I have rewatched quite a few of them recently as well. And Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation, Fallout, all these films, just fantastic films. Just again, it's an action movie. It just delivers on point. And for this film to not use callbacks for pleasing other fans like Star Trek do, it was an integral part of the script, such as the guy that gets diarrhea from a squirt of something in his coffee when he was at Langley, wasn't he? When Tom Cruise was coming out, the whole cast were brilliant. It was obviously, I'm not going to say, we'll say that one of the team do pass away. I won't say who, because some people may have still not seen it. But the whole thing, again, is just good fun movies, And that's what Tom Cruise does, isn't it? I mean, I recently rewatched that film he did where he keeps reliving the moments. Where he goes,
Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah, I've been watching that recently as well. It's just good fun movies.
Well, I mean, was it yesterday? I watched Oblivion again.
That's one I've not seen for a while. Yeah.
And I've forgotten how good that was. I was watching it. I was thinking, why don't I have this on 4K? Because it's a perfect movie for 4K, so...
I mean, same as Minority... Minority Report's another good one he did back in the day, which I think is a Spielberg movie, that one.
I mean, a lot of people take the mick out of Tom Cruise, and to be fair, he does attract a lot of that mickey taking a lot of the time. But he's done consistently good movies throughout his whole career. Say, look at The Colour of Money, look at Risky Business, Jerry Maguire.
Show me that money.
Yeah, exactly. And he is, whether or not people like him or not is a different thing.
He's such a good ambassador for movies, isn't he?
He's Hollywood royalty.
Yeah, he is.
He's the king of Hollywood. He's brilliant. And, I don't get why people, basically shit on him, because he's a good actor. He produces consistently good movies.
But it's like with director Christopher McQuarrie, with the ones that he was involved with, the tail end of the movies. I mean, all the stunts he was doing every time, whether he's hanging onto a plane, off a motorbike,
And he was on the side.
Yeah, and then in this one, he's hanging off a biplane, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
He learned to fly helicopters for Fallout. He's got his aviation license as well. I mean, he's such a legend, really. I don't know if it's jealousy. I don't know. I really don't with him.
I think it probably is. And I think it's probably how some of his interviews with Oprah ended up being. He looked a bit like a crackpot.
But if you watch him if you go back and you can probably watch him in different sections on Graham Norton. He loves listening to other people's conversations on movies. He lives and breathes it,
Yeah.
And all he wants to do is put out there some of the best movies they can. There was a little video regarding how you should have your TV set up, because he said, if you're not at the big screen, this is how you should be watching on your TV. And there was just little things like that,
Yeah. And to be honest, I mean, there were some weak aspects in The Mummy when he did that. But that movie's not as bad as people give it, rubbish for.
I mean, I think did he get nominated for Rain Man?
Yes,
Yeah, that was such a great movie.
he did.
Alongside Dustin Hoffman.
And also, I thought War of the Worlds, well, it was certainly better than Ice-T's version of War of the Worlds. Having said that, though, so was Coronation Street.
I still say it's a poor movie from what I wanted anyway. But it's all right.
Yeah, it was, but it was acceptable,
Mm.
but it wasn't one of his better ones. But even that, it was. But I think that one or two of those, because I think him and Keanu Reeves are, in some respect, quite similar.
Mm.
People tend to look down the nose at them because, it's Keanu Reeves.
Yeah.
But he's supposed to be one of the nicest people in Hollywood.
Mm.
It's like he's made pretty much consistently good movies. Let's forget about The Last Bill and Ted's. But most of his movies have been good and enjoyable.
Mm.
Same with Tom Cruise. It's like
Yeah.
the two of them, they're both big names in Hollywood, and they have very few bad movies.
It's funny. The beginning of Final Reckoning, you go when he asked for a carrier, and they see the shots. It's just like that was a bit out of Top Gun. I'm sure it was, when that bit was coming. And then we got Top Gun 2 that was made. There's going to be a third, and his other project's going to be, if I can remember it rightly, is going to be another driving one to go with the last one he did.
See, there was talk about 2 or 3 years ago of he was going to the International Space Station to make a movie as well.
I wouldn't put it past him to be
film on the International Space Station.
Yeah, so Days of Thunder 2 is a.
I wonder if that'll have Nicole Kidman in.
You never, because I saw some footage of him in a Formula One car recently. Out of curiosity, interesting, because whether Days of Thunder is going to go from stock car to Formula One, maybe. Although we had a Formula One movie last year, didn't we, with Brad Pitt? I've still not seen it yet.
I really see that, but could it be? Yeah, I'm not sure where that would go. It could be the end of his career or something or other like that, where he's retiring or retired or something.
But I mean, if you look at his resume on the 4th of July, Cocktail, Legend, All the Right Moves, Risky Business, some of those earlier films, they're all great movies.
Rain Man.
Yeah, the Firm, Interview with the Vampire, which I like watching.
Yeah, he was good as Lestat.
Yeah, and all right, he was in Austin Powers, wasn't he, in Goldmember.
He was brilliant as the movie version of Austin Powers. Let's face it, that was so brilliant getting him.
And the same with I can't get off the top of my head, Tropic Thunder.
That was Mini-Me.
And Tropic Thunder as well, at the end of that.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, on Tropic Thunder, that was so far removed from what we've ever seen Tom Cruise in.
Mm.
And he wore a lot of, the prosthetic stomach and stuff like that, to really kind of like bulk him out and that. And it's great in it. I mean, to be honest, Tropic Thunder is a movie that probably wouldn't get made nowadays, but that movie is a masterpiece. It is so funny because, and this is what people don't get who complain about these sort of movies, is it's taking the mick out of the situation. It's not taking the mick out.
Yeah.
And that's Ricky Gervais's humour as well. He's not taking the mick out of people. He's taking the mick out of the absurdity, and he's making people laugh because of the absurdity.
I mean, I do slag off The Mummy a little bit. It's not a great movie.
It's not bad, though. It's not bad. It's just very middle of the road sort of thing for Tom Cruise.
We are going to get a new Mummy movie next year.
Brendan Fraser, because Now, thinking about Brendan Fraser, have you seen? Oh, what's it called? Is it The Walrus?
Not yet. Another one you're on about. Yeah.
That is an amazing movie. He should have got. I don't know if he did, but he definitely should have got an Oscar if he didn't get one for that movie, because it was brilliant. Absolutely.
I mean, he's been in he was a bit of a fall from grace, I think. He didn't do many movies, did he?
He had mental health issues because he was abused.
Right. Okay.
That's what happened with him. A certain famous executive tried to whatever, and it tipped him over the edge.
So,
because he was like the man of the moment, wasn't he?
I hope they get the best of most of the cast.
The whale, sorry, not the walrus. It was the whale.
That's right, no. Yeah, because he had a lot of prosthetics, didn't he?
Oh yeah. I mean, to be honest, he's been a bit more of a beefy guy anyway.
Mm.
He was also in, what was the name of that? God, what the name of it was? Wasn't the Suicide Squad. It was, I can't remember. But he was on a DC sort of TV series, wasn't he?
Well, I'm just looking through something that's been completed. It's not out yet. Called Batgirl.
No, that's not what I was thinking. Doom Patrol.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking of. Because he played the guy's brain in a robotic body on that, didn't he?
Mm.
And that had Timothy Dalton in as well.
Yeah. So this is up and coming for him. So he's going to be in Batgirl, and so is Michael Keaton
Really?
playing Bruce Wayne.
So an older Bruce Wayne.
No, he's just Barbara Gordon dons her guys for Batgirl to fight crime. So
they're
interesting.
redoing Batgirl after
As a movie.
the Batgirl movie and then never showed it.
Well, unless this is it, I don't know.
No, it must be another one.
J.K. Simmons is playing Commissioner Gordon, who was in Spider-Man as the head of the Eagle.
J. Jameson. Or Jameson. I trust my barber.
And that I haven't seen the trailer. Is it out yet for the new Spider-Man movie? I haven't seen it yet. It's coming out shortly. Probably out tonight. To be
Probably
fair.
out tonight with the Super Bowl, I would have thought, because that's the next Marvel movie to be released.
So in production, The Mummy 4, as they're calling it, Rachel Weisz is back on it.
Yeah.
John Hannah and Oda Ferran. So you got the original cast.
Yeah, Mrs. Daniel Craig.
I do have that set on 4K. Actually,
I want that set on 4K. I must have.
But it comes as a box. It's really cheap. I got it really cheap.
Is it?
As in a cardboard. Comes in a. Can't really see it from here. Yeah, it comes in a little cardboard box section with the 3 movies in.
Which, given how popular that was, it's God Almighty, it's 41 quid.
No, I got it way cheaper than that at some point.
It's gone up obviously because they're doing their things. Yeah, that's.
Well, if it's 3 movies, think of it as divided into 3.
Yeah, it's 15 quid a movie, which is not bad.
No,
but like, put that on my wish list, I think, rather than anything else.
Yeah,
I'll add that now. There we go, wish list.
So there's a movie you want to talk about? You said, what was that?
Not movie, a TV show.
Okay.
Did you watch it? Welcome to Derry.
No, so I haven't yet. Is it on Netflix? Isn't it?
No, it's on Sky.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Let me look on my app.
It's on Sky Catcher or Sky On Demand, whatever it is.
Is it as good as the last movie that was put in 2 halves?
But it's better than that. It's actually a very good. It's a very good show. It's a very good show. It really does capture the feel of the movie, and seeing everything. Some of the history, because obviously this is set in the 60s or 50s, and seeing some of the history of Derry and everything, it's well worth a watch. If you like the It movies, watch it. Welcome to Derry.
Was it coming in the box sets?
I've ordered the box set in 4K. I've got that coming when it gets released.
What's that?
Of It Welcome to Derry. But you have the normal sort of, young kid gang who are against Pennywise, but you've also got the military who want to capture him.
So is this based on what's happened in the past?
Yes, this
with the children disappearing.
50s and 60s.
Yeah.
It's pre the movies.
And
it talks about some of the origin of it there as well. And you also find out why Pennywise appears as a clown. Okay,
so there's a bit of an origin to that then.
Yeah, it's more of an origin story to it. So yeah, I hope that they do more of these because it's really good. But if they don't, it was ended in such a way that it's nicely, a thing in itself. So if they do end it there, was a lovely experience to have, 10 hours worth of it. 8 to 10 hours.
It's about 8 episodes, I think, looking at it.
So, okay, so yeah, about 8 hours with adverts, or about 6 without adverts. But yeah, well worth a watch.
Anything upcoming in this year movie-wise that you think you're waiting for at all?
I'm wanting to see Iron Lung, which has just come out, and this is the movie that's been the project by a YouTuber. He's produced this movie.
Okay.
Video game. I think it looks really interesting, and evidently it's cost him about 3 million to make. He could have probably earned more money just doing his YouTube channel, but it's been a passion project for him. My son's been to see it, and he loved it.
Mm.
He went with his mates. It's now at the point of, no, Dad, I'm not going to go with you. I'm going to go and see it with my mates, because I said to him, well, I asked you if you wanted to see this. Well, I said, no, I've got to see it with my mates. Screw you then, because I'd have paid for you. You can pay for your bloody self. So he went to see it, and then he came back, and I said, was it good? He said, oh yeah, it was brilliant. And I said, all right. He said, I'll go and see it with you if you like. I thought, yeah, okay, you will, but you can pay for yourself. My offer was on the first time.
Just having a bit of a browse, we obviously got Avengers Doomsday coming out in December.
Yes, but that's not for a long time.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, this will be the last roll of the dice for Marvel, I think.
Well, no, I don't think it is, because there's after that the Secret War, and then
I know, but I think they've gone way downhill with what they've been bringing out. The hype is not as great as it was.
What they did wrong on the last movie, which was the Fantastic Four, was have Pedro Pascal. They should have had.
I didn't finish watching it. I don't know.
They should have had John Krasinski, whatever his name is, from The Office, who played Reed Richards on Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. He should have been Reed Richards on that movie.
But yeah, it was a lot to come with this. It's going to be another 3-hour movie with everything being thrown in there. I
don't think that this is going to be bad. I think they're not going to release this unless it's amazing.
Well, they're hyping up with all these trailers at the minute, aren't they? And I'm guessing there might be another trailer tonight. I don't think that there will be, because they've just done the trailers where they actually... You're just introducing the characters, aren't they? Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you've ever watched Screen Crush, not sure,
the YouTube channel, but Screen Crush with Ryan Airy, he did a video of the 4 trailers that had been released, plus the post-credit scenes, and put them into a certain order, and they give almost like a mini movie in themselves. When you actually watch them all, because what they did was, for the marketing for Doomsday, is with Fire and Ice, for every week it was at the cinema, they did a different trailer. So one was like Thor orientated, another one was Cap orientated, etc.
They were, yeah. Just introducing and saying these are going to be back, sort of thing,
Yeah, and if you've watched them in the right order, they have a narrative through them, which is quite an interesting way of doing the marketing. So I don't think Robert Downey Jr. would have wanted to come back, and they could have got him to come back if, it was going to be rubbish.
Oh, yeah, no.
So I think that this one's going to be good, and it's certainly, we need it to be good. Yeah. Please, Disney.
So pre this, we've got Dwayne Johnson, Jack Black, Karen Gillan, and Danny DeVito back for Jumanji 3. That should be fun.
It should be.
They were filming in New York recently.
Danny DeVito in Jumanji? I don't remember him being in Jumanji.
He was in the second one.
What, the next level?
So let's forget the original film that was done with
Robin Williams.
Yeah, let's go the other ones. Danny DeVito was in the last one.
I don't remember him being in Next Level, to be honest.
Because also, the guy from Lethal Weapon, God's sake.
Danny Glover?
Yeah, he was in it as well, wasn't he?
Again, I don't remember him being in it either.
You might have to rewatch that one then, number 2.
I've only watched it once. So,
and 2 of them changed places as well instead, for some reason.
Oh, yeah, that's because when they go into the game, the kids turn into, like, Karen Gillan and everybody.
But she still plays, and she's still got the same outfit. I've seen some of the photographs on her Instagram account of, she's all got ready in all that outfit ready to go, sort of thing.
I mean, to be fair, Karen Gillan's a brilliant actress.
They all do. A lot of them from pre-old Doctor Who, they all make it, don't they? It's a good stepping stone, I think.
Just a shame that Doctor Who itself didn't make it. Because you got on critical care now.
Ben Stiller and Robert De Niro are back for Focker-in-Law, which could be quite amusing. There's a new Hunger Games movie as well, which I think is a prequel, but Jennifer Lawrence is in it. Sunrise of the Reaping. There's a new Return of the Living.
Desperation to get something out of the
franchise, maybe. Return of the Living Dead, a comedy, so that might be based on what we've had from the past of the other movies.
Yeah, something more Shaun of the Dead-ish.
Yeah, we got. I don't know if it's a sequel. So, do you remember that Godzilla movie that came out last year?
Was that Godzilla -1 or something?
Yeah, with -0. This one's in November this year, another one.
Yeah. Well,
Is
there's
there-
also the Godzilla TV series that's supposed to be returning on Apple as well, with Kurt Russell as one of the main stars in that. And that was a good show. I forgot what it was called, but it was the organisation that, it's
For,
meant to,
for October, we've got, Terrifier 4. I've not actually seen the other movies yet, but those ones there. We've got Resident Evil in September,
yeah,
which might be a reboot.
I think it is. I don't think it's Mila Milosevic.
Obviously, I'm going to feel a little bit torn on this because I do like the original Cliffhanger. Pierce Brosnan's in it.
There, is it?
Yeah.
I've heard that Pierce Brosnan has evidently been in a bit of talks with Amazon about returning as an older James Bond.
There's been rumours of that. I mean, I don't want to go. We'd be all night otherwise, but yeah, we're still waiting on that, aren't we? Super Troopers 3 is coming out.
Not Starship Troopers 3.
It's called Super Troopers 3. I wonder what.
But there is already 3 Starship Troopers.
Who's this? So interesting what that one would be. Obviously, end of July, we got Spider-Man Brand New Day, which I reckon we got a trailer tonight for that. We got in the new Evil Dead franchise that we've got. There's a new one called Evil Dead Burn coming out, which they're quite good movies. Jackass 5, you can take a run with that, whatever. Supergirl obviously is coming out.
Not looking forward to that one.
I should probably see it at some point just to see.
I'll see it, but it's not what is important to me.
Why we've got Toy Story 5 coming out, I have not got a clue.
Do you think? I mean, I was a good fan of Cars 1 and 2, and Toy Story 1 and 2 were good, but Toy Story 3 and 4 I thought were bad. Cars 3 was bad, and I think that the reason why they were bad was because of what they did with they had all of them as aged. So
I think I've only seen the first 3. I think I might have skipped the rest, to be fair.
Right. Well, Toy Story 4 was about the girl that they'd been with, then got rid of them, sort of thing. And, they're like nearly being destroyed and stuff like that, and then lived out on their own and all of this, that, and the other. And this was all those sort of stories. And like the same with Cars, it was like Lightning McQueen was at the end of his career, sort of thing. Disney, why age these things? These can go on perpetually because nobody's keeping track and saying, "Oh well, that was 1997 when that one was."
I'm just looking at the trailer. It is making me laugh.
What's that?
The trailer for Toy Story 5.
Right.
So it's all to do with the introduction of electronics to playtime. So you remember the tablet? What was it? The early tablet, electronic tablet, like Speak and Spell or something like that.
Yeah.
If you look at the poster for it, it looks quite amusing, I must admit. I haven't seen a Pixar movie in years.
I think Pixar lost their way. I really do think that they lost their way with the content. Whether or not that was due to studio executives or whatever, they never had to age Lightning McQueen to be at the point of retirement, because he could have just been perpetual. And the same with Andy could have been a perpetual child. It didn't. It doesn't make sense what they did.
So if you really want to laugh, Anna Faris is back for Scary Movie 6. And there's a lot of the cast there from other scary movies. And also White Chicks. Do you remember that movie?
I do. Is it Scary Movie 6? I thought that there was more than that already.
This is for June the 12th, 2026.
Scary Movie. Sorry, I was thinking Scream.
Scary Movie 6. No, I'll get to February for that, I'm sure. So they're a bit of a laugh, obviously, aren't they? And Faris is quite good. Just scrolling down through May is obviously Star Wars, The Mandalorian and Grog. That's coming out in May. Mortal Kombat 2. What else can we see? The Devil Wears Prada 2. I've seen it advertised. It's not my cup of tea. I'm sure we have a few things that we're not sure that will come out of the blue, movie-wise. There is another Scream movie, if I remember rightly, coming out.
Yeah, Scream 7.
I think that's coming out in, was it February? Doesn't actually say. I can't really see it at the minute. But I've just been actually saying that, lead for Scream.
Yes.
I've been watching a TV show with a missus, caught the end of it, about a lawyer. Lincoln Lawyer, it's called. That's worth a watch as the show goes. But if you ever want something else new, where she is the ex-wife to her husband, who's a lawyer as well. And in this, I think there's been more than one TV series of it. But her husband goes in jail for a murder he didn't commit, and they had to try and sort it out. It's all the lawyer stuff, that sort of drama stuff, but it's quite good. Just watching a little bit of it with the missus, the last couple of episodes, I sat there with her and watched them to the end, sort of got engrossed in it. But yeah, she's quite good in that as well. I just knew it was her just by looking, you sort of click. But yeah, so not much for say. That's about all I can think about really for films coming out.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that more will turn up during the year that we don't know about yet. And of course, there's going to be lots of new TV series for us to talk about as well.
Yeah, the Scream 7 is coming out apparently tail end of Feb. It says here.
What, this year or next?
This year.
All right.
And obviously, so the cast is pretty sort of tailored on to what we had from the last movie, if you saw that one. So yeah, so you've got Nev Campbell, Courtney Cox, and then there's the new girls that were introduced. I'm not sure if one of your favourites was there again. Who is it who was in Heroes? Because I don't think she's in this one.
Haydn Panettiere.
Yeah, can't see if don't think she's in it this time, but she was in the last one, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was. And the one before.
And actually, I remember, I was talking about the girls about earlier about the killer that got Alzheimer's. He was the baddie in this film, in this Scream. When you don't know who's the baddie when he comes to the end, and he was a copper. Do you remember, Riley? That's him. That's the guy. So you might remember who he is. I'm sure it was, if memory serves. If I'm not, so yeah, that's about it. I can think of at the moment. There's some new Blu-rays to come out over the years. There's a few bits I'd like to have, actually. I'd like to have the Scream box set in 4K.
Yeah, that'd be good to have. That's one I've got. I'm waiting for.
But then I'd like to probably pick up the others as well, possibly as well, because they're up to what? I say up to 6 at least, isn't it?
Well, I've been going through a bit of a horror movie collection because I've got all of the Hellraiser movies now. I've got all of the Friday the 13th movies. I've got all of the Halloween movies and all of the Nightmare on Elm Streets.
Did you go for Blu-ray for some of those?
Yeah, because they were not available in any other format.
No. I mean, there are some nice sets for the Halloween films, especially, the older ones, if you're talking about those, or you talk about the reboot.
Both.
Yeah, because Halloween 3...
I've got, the end, the last 3 of the saga, Halloween.
The reboot, yeah.
Halloween Kills and...
Yeah, the last one was awful out of the 3, but yeah.
Yeah. It was one long movie, was that? Got into 3.
Yeah, but it's such a disappointment, the last of the 3. I don't think I actually own it, do I? I've got Halloween and Halloween Kills, but not Halloween Ends. Yeah, I didn't pick that one up. But sometimes the completionists in us, you seem to want to have them sometimes.
Yeah, well, one thing for sure is that my desire to finish off the Indiana Jones ones ended at episode 3.
I think my box set, I've never touched the other discs, let alone the last movie. I've only seen digitally.
Indiana Jones and a Dial of Dysentery.
Yeah. It's like, but there's some stuff coming out. Hammer have got some stuff coming out. They got rumors of the first Dracula movie coming in 4K. So if you're American, it's called The Horror of Dracula, but over here it's just called Dracula. So Christopher Lee's first outing. And there's a box set coming out for just Dracula movies as well in Amazon. That'd be worth a punt as well. Especially if you like some of the older ones as well. They've just gone through the whole collection sort of thing.
Yeah. I'll tell you what I've been going through recently. Babylon 5.
Oh, okay. What made you go there?
It was a good science fiction TV series. And I've got the latest, or one of the latest sort of like TV movies for it, but it was animated rather than anything else, and that was The Road Home. So it's still voiced by Bruce Boxleiter as Sheridan, but it was an animated story about Sheridan falling through time.
Right.
And through different, through a multiverse of Babylon 5. So it was like different timelines sort of thing as well as anything else. And about how he gets home, which ended up being a bit of a soppy ending, but it was enjoyable for, an animated movie. And it's always nice to hear Bruce Boxleiter as well. But I used to be a great fan of Babylon 5, and I just really fancied watching the show. So I bought the box set of the TV show a while ago, and I've never got round to really watching it. So I'm just starting watching them episode by episode.
What I want to do, someone wish list to get them because there's now 2 out. I have got, so I do subscribe to Audible, And the latest Audible book I've gone for is the Blake 7 Audible book.
Well, evidently they're doing a reboot of Blake 7.
Yeah. I just played the first 5 minutes, and Avon's in it. He's being tortured by somebody. I just had a quick sneaky look at the book. I'll put it on.
Well, I mean, everybody knows who watched Blake 7 back in the day. Yvonne was the cool one.
He was, yeah. And the stupid one.
Yeah, that's true.
But Servalan was the sexiest, though.
Yeah.
I think, if there's going to be something like that. But what they've done for this series, haven't they? They've redone the special effects for the box sets.
I don't know, to be honest. But, I mean, Paul Darrow, he's in a wheelchair now, isn't he? Or did he die? Didn't he pass away recently?
Don't know.
I'm sure he was one who passed away. Yeah, he died. Oh, it was more than a while ago. It was 6 years ago. 7 years ago this year. Which is a shame because he was such a good actor. But he was like the Blake 7 version of Han Solo. Yeah, but I'm interested to see how that turns out. I just hope it's not made by the BBC.
Well, speaking of BBC, if we're going to finish on a low, not a high, the TV license is going up.
Yeah, but by like a $5 a year or something.
Because they want to keep their strategy of making good programs. Well, they want to try.
Well, they want their record of making good programs and bad Doctor Who episodes.
I mean, as I said this before, I think, when the last time we spoke, that listening to, you watch it on YouTube, the Chris Evans TFI Friday from Virgin Radio, and he had Glenister on there from Life on Mars talking about the possibility of resurrecting of Lazarus being a new show for the show there, which if the scripts are right, they'll go for it.
It would be fantastic if that gets resurrected.
Seeing him in the obviously he's very bigoted of his time, wasn't he, at the Copper? So yeah, being in there, he's now obviously he's done the 70s and the 80s. But I still say anybody that says what's Life on Mars, go and watch it. It is a fantastic show. And
Ashes to Ashes as well. That was
that's all a part of the whole bundle, isn't it? Yeah,
it is, because it's a sequel to it. But what's his name? Paul Glenister.
Paul Glenister. Yeah.
I mean, that his intro on the beginning of Ashes to Ashes, where he gets out of the Quattro, and then
he's got like a magnum, isn't he? Dirty Harry style.
Did by armed bastards. That was just the way he did it. It was perfect. But I thought how he played his character, he just did it to perfection. And that last episode, where you find out who his character actually is, of Ashes to Ashes, I thought he did it amazingly well.
I think because of that final episode, I don't like to. I don't want to spoil it for anyone that probably still hasn't seen it, but
well, that's why I stopped at saying we find out who he is.
It's very, does get you a bit misty on the old eyes.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. It does.
And
brilliant. The reason why the original was called Life on Mars was because the main character from the show was listening to Life on Mars when he got run over.
He was, yeah. But then Ashes to Ashes is the other David Bowie single.
Yes.
With clowns in it, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
From the video of Ashes to Ashes, where you see him just as a clown on the beach with that sort of well-shot music video. But yeah, no,
I've actually got the soundtrack to all of Ashes to Ashes.
I've got that on CD. I don't know how many I've got. I think I've got one of them. There might be one or two. I can't remember now.
No, I started looking for them on eBay and got the whole lot after me and Jane rewatched the whole lot.
Was there 3 CDs that they did?
Yeah.
I've got Life on Mars CD, which they have like incidental bits of the talking from the, in between the songs that you got there,
There was something special about music in the 80s, though.
Oh, without a doubt. Yeah, my Life on Mars is DVD.
Yeah, because they haven't released it on Blu-ray.
No,
actually, have they?
Don't know.
No, they have released it on Blu-ray, but they haven't released Ashes to Ashes on Blu-ray.
Yeah, so two box sets to DVD. Yeah, that's it. I never went forward for some reason, but there you go. I don't have too many DVDs in my collection now, but there's some I do have.
Yeah. I must admit I've ripped all of mine and put them in the loft. Just because
you can watch this show on BBC iPlayer, so no excuses. I think Ashes to Ashes on there. Well,
as long as you're paying your license fee.
Exactly. Well, that extra $5 was worth just to watch these 2 box sets.
Yeah. Or you could just actually get them on Blu-ray, which would probably be cheaper than the license fee. It should be. Life on Mars. Ooh, £32 a season, but if you buy both seasons, it's 64 quid, which is still cheaper than the license fee.
Yeah. That's not, and Ashes to Ashes, is that on DVD now? Is it still?
It's only on DVD. It's not available on any other platform.
Which is a crime, really, in itself, isn't it?
It is. In a matter of fact, go to CEX. You can get Life on Mars season 1 and 2 for 17 quid in total.
There you go.
Plus delivery, unless you do a local store pickup.
Or if you want to go DVD, you can get the whole lot for £99.
Yeah, but why wouldn't you want Blu-ray?
No, I know.
Yeah.
I mean, I did finally bite the bullet. I have got a box TV. I said, just finishing TV. Let me get it down. It's right at the top of my TV. Let's see if I can pick it up and I'll show you. So, if we're talking classic TV, then we're talking American, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I have got Everything They Ever Did. See that there, look? Columbo.
Nice.
That I picked up in CEX.
Very good.
And it comes in like a cigar box, if you see what I mean. Like that. Look at that.
Well, I have got.
Is that everything on there? Yeah. And that was expensive, wasn't it, that one?
It wasn't when I got it.
It goes up. That goes up and down in price. Like the same with the Outer Limits as well.
Yeah, I've got my eye on the Outer Limits. The Outer Limits is cheaper. But they haven't released these show of the Twilight Zone. This is all the black and white.
Yeah.
But it's brilliant.
Some of my favourite episodes are in there.
Both of the ones with William Shatner in.
Yeah, doesn't like that play, does he? With the gremlin taking out the...
No, but there's also the one with Dinah with him in as well.
And also you have the one with the guy from the old Batman movies and Rocky in that.
Yeah, you do.
When he's with the library goes. He's in the books. No, Twilight Zone was something I used to watch late at night as a kid. Well, I was a kid. I was probably early teenagers. You know, you come home from the pub, put a bit of telly on, and you'd watch the Twilight Zone or Outer Limits or...
Yeah, fantastic shows. Fantastic shows.
And it's just a shame.
Like the modern Twilight Zone that they did about 5 years ago.
But was it Joe Dagey did the movie?
Well, the movie was in the 80s as well, wasn't it? So that was...
Yeah, so you had the William Shatner episode in there.
Yeah.
As well.
But that was Jonathan Lithgow who did the William Shatner.
It was, yeah.
But on the modern one, there's a new twist on that episode. Where there's a guy on a plane who is just sat there, the plane takes off, and then he starts rumbling in the pocket in the seat in front of him, and he finds the MP player, and he say, you know, obviously no one else has sat where he is, so he plugs in his headphones, starts listening to it, and it's an episode of some sort of show talking about real life accidents, and the show is narrating the crashing of the plane that he's on the flight he's on. And I thought that is a lovely twist to take the original one where it was a gremlin and make it into, it's not a gremlin, it's a podcast, and this guy goes mad trying to persuade everybody that the plane is going to crash to the point of making it crash. I thought that was a really good twist on that.
Yeah. I'd like to pick up a lot of my favourite 60s shows. I mean, I've got digital versions of some of them, the Time Tunnel and stuff like that. And Land of the Giants.
God, I used to watch that Channel 4 when
I've got all of the Time Tunnel. I've got all of those. I've got all episodes of those digitally, those ones. And I think I've got all of Land of the Giants. I've got 2 seasons of Lost in Space, not a third one yet. Although they're just, you know, there is a non-USA, it's a Region 2 format of all 3 shows. Is it 3? Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, Time Tunnel, Land of the Giants, £144.
Yeah. I picked up a little while ago the DVD collection of The Prisoner.
Yes, yeah, what a great show.
Yeah, apart from the incomprehensible last episode.
I still don't get that. I've watched that and nothing.
The point was that he was number 1.
Yeah, but
that was the point.
But it didn't.
Number 2 was number 1.
But, you know, if you're ever in Wales, you go to where they filmed it. It's still there.
Port Merion.
Well worth a visit.
Yeah, I said to my wife, I'd love to go and visit this place at some point, but
you can stay there as well. They've got a hotel, haven't they?
Yeah, they are. What I want to know is when you go there, will I go be seeing you? Well, that was classic Patrick McGowan. No. Anyway, shall we go on to the listener questions? We've only got one, so there's not that many.
Okay.
So we won't bother putting the music in. But our listener question is from our co-host.
At least
So,
he was listening on the Facebook.
yeah, everybody else has forgotten. But Paul has asked, do you suffer from analysis paralysis when it comes to the overwhelming choice of things to play and watch? And does it sometimes lead you to just not be able to make a choice?
It can do, because if you want to watch a movie for 2 hours and you faff around for an hour,
Yeah.
what do you do? You know?
I don't know about you. I used to find it really easy to find something to watch when I had like 20 DVDs.
Mm.
But now I've got, if I was to roll them out all in order, 2, 4, 6, 8, 14 meters worth of Blu-ray discs, all in a row. That's how many I've got. So, you know what that's going to be. Each one's about a centimetre, isn't it? So,
well, it depends. Some of my box sets are like that thick.
yeah, no, most of mine are individual things. Or if it is a box set, then it's got 3 or 4 and it's correspondingly about the same width. So that's about 1,400 discs. What I find is I get the idea that I want to watch a movie. I fancy a comedy. What comedies do I fancy? Oh, I could do this or I could do that. And then I go through the whole list of all of the ones that I've got. And I get to the point of, like, let's do Blazing Saddles. No, I'm not quite in the mood for something that silly. Let's do, I don't know, The Office. Or, no, because that's on DVD. But let's say Austin Powers. No, I'm not in the mood for doing something like that. What about Bridget Jones's Diary? No, too much of a chick flick.
Please
And I end up giving reasons why I don't want to watch each one of the movies, to the point of I then wasted an hour and then I don't have the time to watch it. But what I found is by having the stuff on my NAS and I've got that whole list there, I can find something to watch quicker because I've got it digital. And sometimes I'll just go and rather than looking at the collection, I'll go and look at the NAS to see what I've got on there. And then think I've got that on 4K, I'll watch that version of it, which may be a strange way of doing it, but it works for me.
No, I look at what's not hidden, because all that there is not hidden. We've got a couple of drawers of some Blu-rays, DVDs, all sorts, really. But sometimes if I'm in the movie for something I've not seen yet that I've bought, I mean, how many films have you got that you bought that you still not watched?
10?
I might have 2 or 3, maybe. I need to put them on. I need,
Yeah.
I've got the Hitcher sitting there. I haven't watched yet, which is the box set that came out from Second Sight, the 4K. Mind you, there I could see Curse of Frankenstein I watched a couple of times. Nightmare on Elm Street I've watched a few times. Dirty Harry, The Godfather, The Exorcist, The Touchables, Pet Sematary, Starman, Flash Gordon, The Terminator, Terminator 2, Star Wars, Rambo movies, Full Metal Jacket, and it goes on. It's just sort of like...
Do you find that there are some movies that you can just think, I can't figure out anything to watch, I'll watch that one? Because I'm like that. It's like I can't figure out anything to watch. I know you mentioned it, Flash Gordon, because it doesn't matter what mood I'm in, that movie always brings a smile to my face. And the 4K version of that movie is freaking amazing. It's the best version of the movie. It's so deep. It is the movie to put on if you want to showcase spectacular visuals on screen. Because the costumes on that movie were amazing and it shows every detail of it.
Yeah, say Rambo, there's a new, there's a sequel to First Blood coming out.
You mean another sequel?
No, a sequel to First Blood. The introduction of Rambo before First Blood.
What is this? First Blood Part 1.5?
No, it's not even that. It's before you go. It's before. I think it's while he's still in Vietnam. I don't know.
Right. But
it won't
only be Stallone that'll be doing it.
No, don't think it is. I think it's heard of maybe a bit of face cap or maybe involved. I don't know. I've seen the poster for it. But yeah, just saying that just entered my head.
I was going to
anyway,
say, I thought he was more into Tulsa's King at the moment rather than anything else.
Well, he's doing there's a sequel to Demolition Man coming out as well.
Yes, I'd heard that. That'll be good. Well, Wesley Snipes is sort of like out of retirement now, isn't he? With
I think they should actually. I tell you, should just. I know we've got to finish in a minute. They should do get Kurt Russell back and do another Tango and Cash.
What they should do is they should do a follow-up to Big Trouble in Little China.
Yeah, well, John Carpenter's busy now with The Thing, isn't he? He's doing the sequel to that at the moment.
Yeah, and I think the other thing they should do is another escape from, and then not LA, but on New York, but another city.
Suppose if Snake Plissken can actually carry on doing that.
They could do Escape from America, and have, because obviously America got shut down at the end of, or the world got shut down at the end of LA. They could have it so that he has to escape from America because he's America's most wanted or the world's most wanted. Might work. I mean, nobody'd guess it was him because he always reckoned he was taller.
Yeah, it's just I look at some of the sequels that are coming out, and I've got sitting up there. Yeah. Anyhow,
Cool.
should we call?
Yeah, let's call it. So, Steve, do you want to give your normal sign-offs for you?
So, Twitter at Stevo07, the Vinyl Cues on YouTube and Instagram. Facebook is, we've got Pop Culture Gamers for that, haven't we? And yourself?
Yeah, we've got for me, it'd be HERJ UK on just about everything apart from Epic, in which case it would be Pop Culture Gamers. If you want to get in contact with the show, you can email us at podcast@popculturegamers.co.uk. You can catch us on YouTube, youtube.com/popculturegamers. There is new content up on there, so have a look, and there's more coming as well. Don't forget as well, there is a Facebook group like Steve has mentioned, and you can get us on Twitter at popculturegamer. Or S, because there isn't enough in the username for X to be able to say gamers, evidently. So that's it for another show. We hope you've enjoyed our pontificating about movies for the last couple of hours at least. And we are back. We are planning on doing more shows, and we'll hopefully be back in a week or two with the next show. Might be all of us, might be two of us, who knows?
Who knows?
We'll sort it out closer to the date. But thanks for listening, and thank you for joining us, Steve.
Yeah, pleasure as always.
Good stuff. And it's a good night from me.
And a good night from him. Good night, guys.
Good night.